Hi everybody, Mary Alice here. I'm one of the co-administrators for the Scan and Cut Canvas and Scal Help Facebook page. Well, there's been some discussion about why the Scan and Cuts might not recognize a PES file when we want the Scan and Cut to cut the applique cutout for us. So I'm going to show you something here in my PE Design software, and then I'm going to take the design to my Elegante 3 and show you how to change the color at the embroidery machine if you do not have the PE Design or palette software or any other software that will change the color that you need to change to Brother's color code Applique Material. The design stitches that are for the positioning of an applique needs to be the same color that Brother uses for Applique Material. It's very confusing why there are two terminologies about applique position and applique material, and they're reversed in Brotherland, but they're the opposite for all of us embroiderers because of what we've been used to for the last 20 years or so. So let's just look at this little rabbit here. This is from Peachy Keen Appliques. And as I scroll through here, you'll see that what the different colors are. This you can see over here in the left side of my screen. It looks like the outline of where the rabbit's back side would be. So if I click that, I can see that the digitizer used isocord polyester thread when they digitized this, and they used it in this color, which is kind of a plummy color. That needs to be Brother's Applique Material. And if I was doing it here in the software, you see these three little hearts down here at the bottom. The first one is Applique Material. That's the one that we would want to use. But I'm going to show you how to do it at the embroidery machines, because some people, a lot more people have the embroidery machines than have the software. So we won't change this now, but we'll look down and see that then this one is what's really the tack down stitches for the little tail, the back side right here. And then this one, again, is that isocord color that's kind of a plum, because that's the positioning stitches for this part of the bunny rabbit. We would need that to be Applique Material. That's the tack down for his body. And then here again, we've got that isocord color again. If she would, or whoever digitized this, if they had been digitizing it with Brother software, they would have the correct choices to make down here. But isocord does not have the same color codes that Brother has for these particular three colors down here that represent Applique Material, Applique Position, and Applique. Only Brother software has that, or perhaps maybe Designer Gallery Color Sorts could change it to that. I'm not sure about that, but it's very possible. So here we've got that. So we've got three pieces that we're going to need, at least so far, changed to Applique Material. That would be the tack down for his head and ears, and there's some more. There's his little feet. So we've got, what, 4 now to change. And the rest of them are just his finishing stitches, the satin stitches around his body, the fill stitches in his ears, his eyes, and the sweet little nose right there. So I'm not going to change it here at the software. I wanted you to see what they are. It's this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I'm going to save this design as it is to my thumb drive, and I'm going to take it to my Elegante 3 and change it there so people can see how it's done. File, save as, and its name is Cute Bunny, and I'm going to save it to my thumb drive. Alright, I have brought the design in, the little white bunny, the cute bunny that I was showing you on the PE Design software. And you can hardly see it here because it is a very light white thread color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the bottom of the screen on the Elegante 3 and show you right here, right above the End Edit icon, right here at the bottom. Right here is the icon where you can change thread colors. There's a spool of thread and then like a little
palette of 4 colors there. If you touch that, then this brings up the color that is in effect right now, Comfort Pink. You can see Comfort Pink over here is the color that is denoting the applique position stitches for traditional applique. That's the bunny's tail, fluffy tail back there. So it is in Comfort, let's see if we can get that again, Comfort Pink. This is not using isocord thread. This is some other thread that I've got this chart set for. But what we need to do is to go down here to the thread chart, and you'll see that that's the thread that's going to be affected right there, Comfort Pink. And I'll go down to the bottom of the thread chart, and you can see right here, Applique Material. So I touch that, and now you can see that that bunny tail now says Applique Material. Can you see that now? So we would do the same thing down here for this Comfort Pink. So I have got to go forward to the next Comfort Pink. That's orange, black, yellow, Comfort Pink. And I will change that to Applique Material. And then go down again using this icon right here, which is a spool of thread with a plus by it. It's going to scroll through. There's Comfort Pink. And we'll make it Applique Material. And I thought that we said we had about 5 of them. It looks like we might have missed one. Let's go back up and see. Okay, that's the first color. 1. This one was not Comfort Pink. This was black. This is his body, but we need to change that to Comfort Pink. Or excuse me, to Applique Material. Okay, let's go back to the beginning and make sure we've got everything. There's his bunny tail, Applique Material. That's the tack down of the bunny tail. Applique Material for his body. The tack down for his body. Applique Material for his head and ears. The tack down for his head and ears. Applique Material for his little feet. The tack down for his little feet. And that says Siberian Iris. That's the inside of his ears. And I'm going to scroll down here where it's white and chrome. I'm going to make this chrome gray. So now you can see there's the bunny and his little feet. They've got them as white, so I'll make them gray also. Whoops. That's his whiskers, so we made his whiskers gray, okay? And then the next one is chrome. That's his little feet, and we'll make them gray. So you can see, you can change any color you want to, but the color you're really interested in changing for the scanning cut to recognize the PHC that will be the resulting file when we save it from an embroidery machine. It becomes a PHC, but now that PHC has the appropriate colors for the scanning cut to recognize that this is in fact a Brother qualified design, that the scanning cut will create the FCM using those 4 positioning stitches and make them into FCMs. So now I'm going to go into the scanning cut and show you how it works there. So now I'm at my scanning cut 2, 650 scanning cut 2, but this can be done at the 550 or the 650. This has to be the top of the line scanning cut machines that are bought from an authorized Brother dealer. So you can see we're here in the patterns. I'm going to touch Save Data. I'll be going to my thumb drive. And it's not in a folder. I just put it on the thumb drive, and there it is. There's the little bunny. I changed his color to gray so we could see him better. And you'll notice that it says PHC. So I'm going to touch this PHC, and that is in fact the one we want to use. So I'll touch OK. And there you can see, there is the design. It doesn't give it a word name. Its name is 9999989 or something like that. PHC. And there is the bunny tail. There is the bunny body. There is the bunny head. And there are the bunny's feet. So if we wanted to cut this one is already selected. You see it's kind of got a purple square around it. I would touch OK. And then I want to say set. And then I want to move it down just a little bit. Edit it. Go to the size. And I've got this set on inches. I really prefer to work in millimeters, but I'm going to leave this because a lot of you work with inches. And if we just do it about 2 clicks, sometimes that works. Every design has to be considered by the digitizer that digitized it, how they designed the placement stitches to be in relation to the final stitch out. Sometimes they're very skimpily arranged, and sometimes they're very generously arranged. You have to kind of be aware of the design. Plus, a lot of times it depends on the shape. If you're doing something like a flower that's got several different shapes of petals, don't expect it to increase exactly 2 millimeters the way you want it to. So let's just be aware every design deserves its own consideration. So we're going to touch OK. Doing this with a telephone camera in front of the screen is kind of like trying to cut the back of your hair looking in a mirror, looking back at a mirror. It's kind of difficult to do. So we're going to say OK, add, and bring in the next one. OK. And some people try to change the size here, but you can't. This plus and minus here is for the number. Like if you wanted more than 1 or 2, you would say if you wanted 2, you'd plus it up to where that's a 2. But that is not to change the size there. So we'll touch set. OK. Whoops, we're not ready to cut it. We're going to move this down again. The reason you have to move these down before you go resizing is because the scan and cut brings it all the way up to the top, trying to save your fabric or save your paper, cardstock, but you can't increase it if it's all the way up to the top or all the way over to the right or left because it doesn't have any room to increase it. So let's touch that and go here where we can change the size, and we'll just say 1, 2 and say OK. And you can continue to do the other pieces to that bunny rabbit. You'd still do his head, and you would do his little feet, and then you'd have everything there. And if they're all going to be the same color, then you could put it all closer together. But if you're going to make him have a brown body and a white tail, you know, you would put this over here somewhere where you could put the white, and then put the head and the body and his feet up there to be brown. You can do your cuts, your appliques, your embroideries, any colors you want to use for fabric and for materials. So I hope this answers some of the questions for you on how to change colors at your embroidery machine. It has to be a Brother or a Babylock embroidery machine. It has to be changing the applique position stitches to the Brother applique color code, and then you would save it at the machine as a PHC. The Brother Scan and Cut 550 and 650 are the ones that will recognize the PHCs from the machines, or the PES embroidery designs for applique if the color code has been set in the Brother software correctly. So if you have any questions, be sure and ask us at the Scan and Cut Canvas and Scal Help Facebook page.